everybody, it is Sunday in America.
And we're so excited to tell you the story you've been waiting for, the birth story of Evelyn. Now, we were supposed to be telling you about our vacation today, but our vacation to Texas, our camping vacation, turned into the birth story of our daughter, who was born 5 weeks early while we were camping in a tent. She wasn't born in the tent, but went into labor.
Just for all the questions that are going to come, I did not deliver my daughter in a tent.
Though he was prepared to deliver her in the tent or in the car.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
No, you don't. But anyway, we are so excited. Tomorrow is actually...
Should we do some introductions since they can hear
us? We should just introduce her now,
okay,
because I think she's kind of mad that we're waiting so long here. Let's see. Oh, sweet girl, you ready to meet everybody? Oh, she's not happy. She's not happy.
No.
This is our sweet Evelyn.
Sweet Evelyn Joy.
Hi. And she looks just like her daddy.
Should we take a poll? I don't think there's any contest.
She looks just like her. Oh, her bow's messed up.
Little bow.
Her bow's messed
up.
Bow.
Oh.
Yes. This is our Evelyn, who was supposed to be born tomorrow, by the way.
So yeah, tomorrow is the actual due date. But we're 5 weeks early, so we have been playing catch up. We're going to tell the story in this video about kind of what our thinking was and how we got down to Texas and how long we stayed down in Texas, what we did down there, and what we didn't get to do down there. So it kind of all began, we were talking about a week and a half, 2 weeks about our July 4th vacation.
Yep.
Had a day off coming up, a couple days off.
We actually planned this trip for a long time.
Hi, everybody.
We're back. We had a little bit of a diaper issue happening, so.
Yes. So we were saying that we were planning the trip for quite a while.
Yeah.
July 4th weekend coming up. What's funny is we kept extending it. We're like, okay, we have 4 days off. What if we made it 5, 6? Turned into a whole week off.
Yep.
So off we went. We've actually bought a little utility trailer to help us out with cargo.
Which, by the way, if you're a family of 13, we weren't 14 quite yet, and you have a 15-passenger van, you know that you don't have a ton of storage space in that van because it's filled with seats. So we bought this amazing trailer, cargo trailer.
Closed cargo trailer.
Not only for our luggage, but also
groceries. It'll be our grocery getter. We'll do a bunch of videos here soon of us going to Sam's and getting groceries in it. So we've done that a few times, but I've got some carpentry things I need to do to it because groceries go here, there, and all over the place, and milk rolls and all the things. So
yes, and we buy lots of groceries. Anyway, that's another story.
Yeah.
So, so we have been planning this trip for a long time. We extended a bunch of times. It ended up being a week vacation that we planned. So we ventured off to Texas. Well, have we talked about yet where we went and why we went there?
No. So we were talking about going to state parks. So Tamara and I and all the boys love camping, and Texas has some amazing state parks. But we're kind of last minute people as a general rule, and planning, we knew we was going somewhere, but we didn't know where until the last minute. Knew it was going to be like a state park in Texas, but all the good big ones were taken.
Because 4th of July weekend.
Exactly. So we kind of wanted to go to Pedernales State Falls. Is that State Falls? Pedernales State Falls?
State Park.
Yeah, State Park. Yeah. Pedernales Falls State Park is what I think I meant to say.
Okay.
But it was booked. So we were looking around the area and we found Guadalupe River State Park.
Which I was so excited about because my dream was to go camping on a river in Texas.
Yep. So it's hot outside and want to be near some kind of body of water. We talked about some lakes, but I think you wanted to do a river, and sounded great.
Lakes gross
sounded
me
like
out.
a great time. Rivers flow, lakes are stagnant.
Yes. So we got a camping spot, or a tent camping spot.
Right.
At Guadalupe River State Park.
Last minute too, like booking it.
Yes.
We knew we were going down, but booking it was a little bit rough.
And we were super, super pumped.
So happy.
So we ventured off.
Yep. Loaded up the trailer, loaded up the boys, headed down. We didn't make it. So first day, we travel slow, with all these dudes. And it's like, I got to go to the bathroom and I'm hungry. And
And
there's another Buc-ee's.
That's him.
That's really, oh, that was me.
Yes.
That was me.
So so big picture wise, like our plan.
Hey, excuse me. I got to take a drink out of this mug.
Oh, me too. Me too.
This is the official Doing It with a Dozen Arctic tumbler. Unfortunately, not on the market for you guys yet.
Aren't these cool?
These are prototypes. I love Arctic. They're made in Katy, Texas. And
very appropriate for this video, by the way.
Yep. So.
And it has our logo in it. So cool.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt you. That was an important.
So rude. Just kidding. Okay. So big picture wise, our plan was to go on vacation to Texas. We were going to do camping at Guadalupe River State Park, and then we were also going to go to Galveston for.
We were going to meet up with the little old man.
The little old man, Mr. Dennis.
Dennis and Kay were going to meet us down there because he is from that area. And we were talking to them, and they were actually heading, because we were talking, if you remember, we knew we wanted to do either Texas or something. And if the state parks fall through, we were also considering going up to the Ark in Kentucky. The Ark Encounter.
Yes.
But Dennis, we talked to him, and he's like, hey, well, we're going to Galveston. So it worked out.
So the idea was to go camping for a bit and then head over to Galveston and do some beach camping potentially or stay in a hotel. And so we were excited to kind of see two parts of Texas. Who knew that our plans were going to drastically change?
And not because of the hurricane, although that would have changed our plans too. So we were destined to not make it to Galveston.
Yes, we really were.
We
really were.
So we get down day one, made it to San Marcos. What did we do? It's been enough times passed now.
Well, we went to Buc-ee's.
Oh, okay. Do we need to? Okay. We're good? Good down there?
Yeah. She's good.
Yeah, we went to Buc-ee's and that totally doubled our travel time and budget. All right? Beaver nuggets, Frosties, Ices.
And how many little Buc-ee's do we have in our house
The
now?
little stuffed animal Buc-ee's. It's like every time we go, we got to get Independence Day Buc-ee. We got to get New Year's Eve Buc-ee. We got to get St. Patrick's Day Buc-ee.
The boys are on board for Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Pretty
like
funny.
every time somebody gets a new stuffed animal.
We are not sponsored by Buc-ee's.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet.
So we made it to San Marcos, which ate into our day. We were going to try to do it all in one day and swim the next day. So we didn't quite do that, but because we didn't leave till later, if you remember.
Yeah.
We never get out on time. We left after church, but it was like way after church.
And it's usually my fault.
No, well, it's also, there's a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
And loading up everybody and changing diapers. Yeah.
Thanks, you're so nice.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
So we went to San Marcos, but what's funny about this part of the story is we're like, okay, boys, you'll be able to swim tomorrow instead, or later. We'll get there in plenty of time. We'll have plenty of time to set up camp and swim.
Which we didn't. We got there later, and then it took like 3 hours to set camp up, right?
Well, but remember what even delayed it? We got down to San Marcos, and we still were delayed to getting to the campsite at Guadalupe River.
Right.
Because we had to go to urgent care.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Day one.
Yeah. So one of the boys had a tick bite or something, and so we just had to go get that looked at and antibiotics and all the things. So all is well.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But ticks are a real thing, and we take them very seriously around here. But
So day one went kaput. First women in the river.
It did. It did.
Unfortunately, so we went to urgent care, then we got to the campsite finally, and we spent like 3 hours setting up camp, and it was so hot. I feel like I'm always complaining about how hot it is, but guys, it was so hot.
But let me say this. So from camping, I like ducks to be in a row, and I like I want camping to be comfortable. So we set up a couple 2-room tents. I misspoke in my earlier video. I said 2-person tents. That wouldn't work.
Yeah.
A couple 2-room tents. I don't know. These things slept 10 to 12 people each. Comfortably even. So we did that, and then we set up a little kitchenette. We made with a screen. We put the screen around it so the bugs couldn't get to it. We had tables we set up. We had a fish fillet table so we could wash all
I've never seen a campsite
vegetables.
like the campsite Caleb set up. It was legit. We had like little stations, and we had a sink, and we had prep tables, and then eating tables, and
camp chairs,
nets, and chairs, and hammocks, and
yep, we did.
All
string
the
lights,
string lights. It was
rope for
so
our
cute.
wet swimsuits and all the things.
Yes,
so it was,
clotheslines.
Had water. I had redundancies on water. Split and air conditioners. We bought box air conditioning units.
We did.
Someone asked me about that. It was nothing special. It was literally just a window AC unit that we used 2 of those outside, and it was fine. So,
yeah, and they kept the tents pretty cool. It was legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
And so then we went to HEB.
Yay!
We love that. So we're kind of in a food desert where we live now, and so we have to travel an hour away to get to Sam's, and it's
It's a thing.
yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
We miss good food.
Yeah.
Miss good food.
That's a different video.
So we went to HEB and we spent a decent amount of money for all the coolers, and we had shish kebab items, and we had snacks, and we had
Burgers and steaks
shrimp and steak. Yeah, we were.
chicken.
I like to eat well when we can. So yeah, we had steak and shrimp and all the things.
Yes.
But we didn't really get to taste those, did we?
No, we didn't.
The raccoons did.
We got back to camp, and that was the night that I went into labor. So we set up camp. We told the boys, I'm so sorry it's so late. We can't go to the river now, but don't worry. We're going to go to the river tomorrow. So that night we, everyone was exhausted from a long day of urgent care and heat and setting up camp and all that. So we went to bed planning to get up early in the morning and go straight to the river first thing because we were so excited to get in the Guadalupe River.
Yep. And got home, unloaded all that stuff, and went to bed. And about halfway through the night, our air mattress was, doing what?
That was problem number one.
We need someone, just like we need a wide mouth jar solution for jelly. If I haven't told you that theory, let's talk sometime. But we also need a theory. We need someone to come up with a solution for air mattresses, because I don't care what brand you buy or how much you spend on it or how thick you get it. It lowers in the middle of the night,
I don't know why.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was our case too. I get out and air it back up, turn a little pump on in the middle of the night. But it wasn't too much longer, and then you're in a lot of pain.
Yeah, so I woke up, again, I'm 35 weeks pregnant at this point.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And I woke up in the middle of the night with two Charlie horse cramps.
They were bad.
I don't know if you've ever had a Charlie horse. It's called the Charlie horse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Charlie horse. So the cat or the cramp in your calf, right? But I had 2, one in each leg. I've never had that happen before. I woke up in the middle of the night just like, I think I literally screamed.
You did.
And Caleb woke up like, what's wrong, right?
I'm grabbing her both calves. I'm like, what can I do? I'm trying to
And you know how like you can't straighten your foot, and like you feel like when you're having the cramp, the only thing you need to do is just straighten your foot and then it'll go away. Well, my feet were not straightening, so I'm like, push my feet. I probably sounded like I was in labor, but I wasn't.
Hindsight, it probably did. Yeah, you were screaming.
I probably was.
But we had the air conditioners drowning out the noise.
That's true. Thank the Lord.
Our neighbors never came running.
So I woke up with these crazy calf cramps, and guys, it hurt so bad. I tried standing up. I fell down because it was so hard. I fell back on the mattress because it was so hard to stand. And so finally, Caleb's like massaging my calves, and it's just so ridiculous. So that ends. I'm like, I take a breath, and I look at Caleb and I go, I think I just peed my pants. And he's like, what? I'm like, Caleb, I just peed my pants. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yes, I did. I peed my pants. I was so embarrassed. And I guess I assumed that because I was in so much pain and, I was like kind of a baby when I was so pregnant, and I just peed my pants. And so
that and the 3 ices you had from Buc-ee's on the way down there.
I did not.
Oh, you did.
Don't say that. They're going to believe you. I did not have 3 ices.
She did not.
No. But anyway, so I changed, and no, I did not. I can see
no,
you.
She did not.
So anyway, I changed, and Evelyn does not like you making me scold you like that.
Oh, she
said no.
She sticks up for Dad.
Yes. But anyway, changed, went back to bed, and I honestly didn't think much of it. And then the next day, we got up and around, and I took the boys to the bathroom to brush their teeth and stuff, and came back and was like, I think I just peed my pants again. And it was not clicking in my head because with all my other labors, my water has never broken naturally. Wow. So I've never had the experience of water breaking in public or anything like that. So we get back from the bathroom and I'm like, I just peed my pants again. Like, this is so great. This is ridiculous. What's happening? I go to Caleb. I'm like, babe, I just peed my pants again. And he goes, should we be concerned? Like it. And
we're 35 weeks along, right?
And I was like, oh, no. no, I don't think so, because I didn't like hear a pop, or it's not like a lot. And he's like, maybe we should call. I'm like, no. Okay, yeah, we should call. And so we called, and they're like, yeah, you need to come in right away. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
This is
A long way from home.
a long way from home.
We just set up camp.
Yeah,
the boys are supposed to be swimming.
and then we're like, hey, boys. So sorry.
So I'm in full on panic mode at this point. I'm like, well, let's go right now. She's like, no, I think we have time. And so we did drag our feet, and we did have breakfast that morning.
Yeah, we did.
On the Blackstone. We
Yeah.
made some.
Well, I think part of me was panicking, thinking like we're not coming back to camp.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, let's just eat breakfast. And
Well, yeah, we knew that. By the time we made breakfast, we knew we're not coming back. We knew
Yeah.
that this is,
Yeah.
we need to get our ducks in a row and
Yeah.
get camp at least somewhat tidied up, because it could have been a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did that. You called the nurses. They said, come on in. We tried to figure out some of the best hospitals in the area. We ended up choosing one.
Google best labor and delivery
Yeah.
in Texas.
Yeah. And I have a lot of friends. My company that I work for is based out of there. So I was able to, pull a few friends and that kind of thing too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, thankfully we had a lot of people offering to help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, and we ended up going into town about 45 minutes down south, which
Yeah.
is nothing. So down into San Antonio, right?
Yep.
And that's where we had little Evelyn.
Yep.
So anything we need to unpack with that?
There's just so much to unpack, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they told you, so it wasn't long. They said, yes, you're going to be having this baby. Which it got real for me when the triage nurse or whoever it was, it's getting blurry now, but one of them said, yeah, you're going to be having the baby. It looks like
yeah.
today. And
Yeah.
I was like, today? Did she say today?
Yeah,
You
we
know?
went in and
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna have the baby. I honestly was thinking we're gonna go
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and they're gonna say y'all should head home because she's gonna come any day now. Like that was to me worst case scenario.
Well, right. And we thought that could be the case. Yeah, that we just need to book it home.
Yeah.
Do we even leave camp? You just abandon
Right.
all that stuff. Go back and grab the coolers and the shrimp, by the way.
Yes,
Not
but
gonna leave the shrimp.
I wasn't like I didn't
Right,
think I was in
right.
active labor. I wasn't in active labor. But we ended up going in
Okay.
and yes, and they checked me and they're like, honey, this baby's coming today. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Today in Texas, we're gonna have a Texan. So,
Which Caleb was happy about.
Texas is my favorite state in the union, just so you know.
Yeah. So from there, it was a pretty quick process. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
not many details to
Extremely.
go into as far as all that goes, but it was a very smooth labor. I did it without meds.
Yes.
Which was
Proud
my
of you.
goal. I wanted to do
Yes,
that.
you did. Yes, you did.
And it hurt, but it was worth it. And I had the most amazing midwife.
So cool.
Yeah.
Which is that's a neat blessing from God, is that you wanted a midwife here.
Oh, this is
And-
something great to talk about.
Do it,
Yes.
do it.
Okay.
Go for
So my dream was to do a home birth. Okay. I've always wanted to do a home birth. I really
In the pond?
not in
Not in the pond.
not in the pond.
Not in the pond.
No
Okay.
pond. Let's
Okay.
not talk about the
Okay,
pond
that's
and
fine.
who we want in the pond.
And whether that water is safe to swim in or not. Okay. All right. So we didn't do it in the pond.
Let's take a vote. Raise your hand if you think it is safe to swim in a stagnant pond.
Stagnant?
No one's raising their hands
But no
right
one's
now.
no one's swimming out on the edges. Like we swim in the middle.
It doesn't matter. It's all the same body of water. The bacteria goes everywhere. It's disgusting. Raise your hand if you think that it's unacceptable and you should never let your children or husbands swim in a stagnant pond.
Well,
Everyone's raising their
when
hands
you say
right
it
now.
like that, when you say it like that, they're gonna raise.
That's
their hand.
reality.
But if you're also, it's eclipse weekend and it's hot outside and there's a pond out there, is the minimal risk of doing a backflip off the canoe.
Do you think the eclipse takes away the
It does. It
flesh-eating
zaps-
bacteria?
Yep.
No, it does not. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to Evelyn.
We're in more agreement than we let on.
Yeah, we are.
Except sometimes I do jump in
Except
the pond.
sometimes Caleb does jump in the pond, and my heart goes.
It's like risk, It's like risk assessment, It's
Yeah.
like sometimes I wouldn't jump in it. Anyway, after a rain. Okay,
That's why I wanted to go to a river and not a lake. By the way,
moving water.
I might have a little bit of an irrational fear here, just a little bit. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, my dream was to have a home birth.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not in the pond. And I looked into it, and I mean, I've been researching it for years, for a long time.
Yeah.
But I ended up having gestational diabetes, and so it doesn't make me a great candidate to work with a lot of the midwives who offer home births
Can
in
I
this
pause
area.
there for just a second? So we've, as we're getting on the internet and doing all the things, we show a lot of things, and we show sometimes us with McFlurries and cakes and all these things that are left. Tamara is one of the most clean eaters that I have ever met.
I promise
So-
when I had 4 desserts on my lap, they were not really all for me.
No, they weren't all for her.
I get a lot of flack.
We don't take photos when we eat broccoli. I mean, we can start doing that. But, we eat eggplant parmesan and asparagus and Brussels sprouts and, clean and baker all the things. We're pretty good. Do we eat into other things too? Yeah. But as a general rule, you're only seeing the photos of us eating, funnel cakes at Silver Dollar City. So, anyway, I just wanted to give you a little plug there.
Yes,
So.
yes. And thanks for defending me in that.
Yeah.
Yes, I did get a lot of hate for that. Anyway, so wanted to do a home birth, but I had gestational diabetes,
Right.
so I wasn't a great candidate for it. And so I found a what's the word? Found an OB.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Found an OB that I like in the area, and they had 2 nurse midwives that I got to work with that I just absolutely loved.
Yeah,
And they were just
great.
so in alignment with all of the things that were really important to Caleb and I, because we've done a lot of research, and there are certain things that we want and certain things we don't want, and we're able to present our birth plan, and they were just like, whatever you want. And so we were really grateful to have that team. So when I went into labor in Texas, it was kind of a panic mode because we were really grateful.
Yeah, we could add Big Red and Beaver Nuggets to the birth plan? No.
We were really grateful that we
yes.
had our team back home
Yes,
that
we
was in alignment, or at least willing to allow us to do things our way.
You called back home.
I called back home when I went into labor, and I was like, "Oh my goodness,
Should
what
we
am I going
book
to
it
do?"
back?
Yeah.
Should we
And they-
stay here?
And they said, "No, you need
Yeah.
to go ahead and stay there."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was very
but
good.
praise God, what a blessing He gave us in the nurse midwife that was in Texas, because she also was just so willing to do the things that were important to me. They brought in like a big birthing ball, and they brought in this roller thing that I've never seen before, and all of these things yes, all the things that I really wanted as part of my home birth experience, and just the lights off and no checking for dilation and things like that mattered to me.
Right.
They were just totally willing to do that, and,
And
not all practices are.
It's true. That's true.
So
I just appreciate it too. Always giving shout out to the Lord for directing our steps. Proverbs talks about that. Man chooses his way, but God directs his steps. And we had San Antonio at our disposal. How many different hospitals are there, right?
Yeah.
But we got to one that I felt was very, appropriate for us.
Yep.
So, very good.
It was amazing, and it was just such a great experience. And all the nurses were great. And then,
Oh, man,
And then
yeah.
of course Evelyn was 5 weeks early. So had I had a home birth, she probably would have had to go to the hospital anyway.
Yeah.
And so again, God really did direct our steps in that. And the NICU team and the nurses in general were just so amazing.
Yeah.
And she got such great care there. We were comfortable. We trusted them
I
completely.
couldn't have asked for it, but once you were put away and it's safe, and Evelyn was born, all the things, you two were well taken care
Yeah,
of.
very, very well taken care of.
So
Praise God. It was truly a wonderful experience.
Yeah,
A little scary at first.
oh my goodness.
And
Yep.
scary going into labor 5 weeks early. I'm sure I startled her. I'm sure there are some of you out there that have experienced preterm labor, and it's not always a beautiful experience. I mean, sometimes it's really scary, and we got to meet families and see babies that had different stories than we have.
To hear so only one was allowed in NICU at a time or something like that.
Yeah.
And so just to hear Tam's stories of all the other parents coming in and out, and they're back to work and all the things.
Yep.
And so, man, it's just sad.
It was
It's
really sad. Yeah. So we're very grateful.
So we got, can I shift gears now?
Yeah.
So the boys and I were on retainer, and so camp was back where it was, and I was putting us in hotels every night, and it was a night by night.
By us, he
basis.
means him and the boys.
Correct. Yeah, all the boys and I were staying close by, very close to the hospital.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's starting to be closer to the end of the week, and I'm like, Tam, I need to get back to work. Or they actually were talking. So actually, I will back up a little bit.
Okay.
In NICU, they were giving us every day it was a different story, and it's not because the nurses were fantastic, but it was okay. Her body temperature's regulated. She'll be out tomorrow. Oh, her body temperature's not regulated. It's going to be 2 more days.
It was back and forth.
They at one point mentioned tomorrow, which would be your due date, which was 5 weeks later.
Okay, that's confusing how you said that. So
Please.
at one point, they said we may keep her until her due date,
Yes,
which
thank you,
then
thank
was
you.
a
Yep.
month away.
Yeah, 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Or whatever at
Yeah.
the time. Yes. And so had that been the case, I would have brought the boys back
Yeah.
and got grandmas involved
Yeah.
and taken a flight back, something like that.
Yeah, we were like, should we transfer to another hospital?
But the mental anguish, it was weird. The mental anguish of, no, we're staying here for you no matter what. No, we're going back to Arkansas and I'll take them. And then how are we going to break down camp? Should we just walk away from all the tents and everything? It was just, one day we were going to Arkansas, the next day we weren't, the next day we were, there was so much back and forth. It was so weird.
Well, and actually, it's funny because it's now been a month
Yeah.
since she was born, and
Yep.
now that we're talking about it, and now that you just said that, I kind of had this moment like, oh, I remember there were moments at first when she was in the NICU where it was actually really scary. I mean, obviously it's scary.
Yeah.
But I remember even thinking like, we're gonna make it, right? Like,
Yeah.
she's gonna be okay, right?
There was a couple moments where we didn't know. We did not know.
Yeah.
We did not know. So it was serious because they were just having a hard time getting her body temperature regulated.
Yeah.
I think was the main, getting everything to wake up and do its job, you know, from colon and all that stuff. So, but man, praise God. Praise God.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Let me just take a minute, because I know someone's going to make the comment. It looks like Tamara has antlers through this whole video. Sit back up. Sit back up. It's like she's sitting over here with a bullwinkle going on. Rookie.
You're really good at that. I didn't know you had that hidden talent. And let me just make the comment, since I know someone's going to say it, but it looks like Caleb has hair of leaves. And
Yes. They were going to do that. And flowers growing out of
but
my...
I just want you to know that he doesn't have hair of leaves. His hair is actually blonde. It's not. It's not leafy.
I thought you were going to say red. I bet. What?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I need to show everyone something,
Okay. What?
but it's in my purse in the room.
Something in here, so we need to cut.
Yeah.
Cut. And we're back.
Okay. Speaking of Caleb thinking he has red hair, there's
Caleb knows he has red.
no. Okay. So I have learned
Thumbs
that.
up from all the gingers right now.
No, stop. Okay, listen. I have learned that Caleb, despite being a web developer and a color pro, I have discovered that he has a problem with his vision.
I work for an eyeglass company.
Well, they need to know this. There's a problem. So not only does Caleb think he has red hair, but it's blonde. I would like for everyone in the room
Oh, here we go. Here we
to
go.
please.
Okay. Should we?
Don't tell them what you color.
Yeah, tell the story. I won't say that, but should we tell the story?
Yes.
So we are where? What were we doing the other day?
We were somewhere where there's a Target.
Yes, there's a Target, and you were in the van
Yep. Feeding the baby.
feeding the baby, and I was doing your bidding.
Great. Now we have to talk about how I wanted junk food.
Here we go again. She wanted junk food.
Listen,
Just
I
saying.
wanted chocolate,
Just saying.
and
Just saying.
that's not something that happens all the time. Highlight reels, right? But I just wanted chocolate, and my favorite chocolate ever is
Hershey's Symphony Bar.
Yes.
With the toffee and that
yes,
thing.
it's amazing. If you haven't had it,
Yep.
you need to.
Yep.
But they didn't have any, and so Caleb FaceTimed me because
Like a good husband.
like a good husband,
Yep.
because I had told him, okay, if they don't have that, then just go ahead and get me peanut butter M&Ms, not peanut M&Ms.
I said, what?
Peanut butter M&Ms, you know, the ones in the orange bag. And so Caleb calls me and says, there's no orange bag.
None.
And there's no peanut
Let me back.
butter
So one,
M&Ms.
I'd never heard of peanut butter M&Ms because I eat peanut M&Ms, and there's no reason to look any farther than that because that is one of the best snacks out there.
Unless you know what peanut butter M&Ms are, then you are looking farther. And so Caleb FaceTimes me, and he's like,
They
look,
don't have
there's
an orange
nothing,
bag.
there's nothing. And I'm like, stop right there. There's the orange bag.
I
And,
said, no, they're not here, Tamara.
and I go, I see the orange. And he goes,
You all know where this is going, don't
he
you?
goes, wait a minute, you mean these?
The red bag? So we're going to take a poll.
Y'all do not disappoint me. What color is this?
What color of red is this? This is not orange.
This is orange.
Orange, red.
Oh, wait,
Huh?
are you admitting?
I'm admitting that my hair's orange, but that's a red.
It's more like
There's no such
golden.
thing as a red.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's-
no, it's like golden. Okay.
Yeah.
What color?
Hey, that's getting warmer.
What?
Instead of blonde.
It's blonde golden. What color is this bag? Orange or red?
Okay, say in the comments, orange or red. It's overwhelmingly gonna favor the
And
red.
I just want to point something out that we have a consistent theme happening with Caleb thinking things are red that are actually not red. So that's what I've learned. Anyway,
Interesting.
okay, back to our normal programming.
So out of NICU, and where are we going with that?
Okay, so
Oh,
basically,
the way home?
Yeah.
We have something to tell you
Oh,
about on the way home.
yeah.
Actually, but before that, where did we stay? We stayed in San Antonio.
so the baby's born, and then they release her, and then we have a 10-hour drive home, which we'd have to stop every 2 hours to feed and get her out of the car seat and all of that.
Can we say what we were dealing with is why we didn't go home? Boys?
Oh my.
2?
Oh my, you're right.
So I had 2 boys throwing up while they were in my jurisdiction alone
Which, first of all, that's horrible on its own.
on its own.
Second of all, then we're like so paranoid because we just gave birth to a preemie baby
Yep.
and we have kids with a stomach bug.
I cough as we talk
I know.
about
So
Okay.
then we're like, okay, well, she obviously can't be near them.
Right.
You guys, it was just like the snowball rolling.
We have a brand new van, and
Yeah.
the thought of, kids throwing up in the van on curvy
I
roads.
forgot about this. You're
Yes.
so right.
Yeah, and so we're like trying to figure out how do we do this? Should we go home separately? Should I take them all home and fly
Oh.
down? We'll rent a van or rent a car,
It
and
was
Tamara and I and
so
Evelyn will
stressful.
come home. We were thinking all the things.
Yeah.
So finally, we came up with the plan. Why don't we just stay another week and get an Airbnb?
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, and that was pretty cool. I actually personally have never done that before.
Because if we
so-
did that, then Evelyn and I could quarantine in a room.
yeah, right,
And then the boys
right.
could be somewhere comfortable while they're getting better. And then by the time we drive home, hopefully no one's sick anymore. That was the game plan.
That was the game plan, and it worked.
And it worked.
Ish.
It was great.
Everyone was finally well, and
Yeah, it actually only took them a couple more days after we got the Airbnb to get better. And so
Right.
we were still very careful, but yeah, we got to enjoy some time together at the Airbnb. And that ended up being a great thing because we got to just kind of
did.
rest a little bit. We didn't get to camp. But we got to rest.
I don't know if I think I showed that in the other video, more recent video that we posted, but tearing down camp was so bitter because we didn't even get to camp. We didn't do any of that, but we set up all the things, the string lights, the rope lights, just wow.
Mm-hmm.
But the boys and I went and tore that down, but I wasn't about to let them be down there without doing some kind of swimming. So
Yeah.
after we knew Tamara and Evelyn were fine and secure, we went and tore down camp and went and let them swim. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah,
That was
I'm
good.
so glad they got to do that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
They had a blast.
Actually, before that, in the video prior to this too, we did Government Canyon State Natural Area. That was fun. Getting to go out and hike and see a bunch of bugs and
I'm
stuff.
so bummed I missed it all.
I know.
I know. We gotta go
yeah.
back.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Texas, we're coming back.
Yes.
So
So anyway, we did the Airbnb, and then after a week there, we started our trek home.
started our trek home.
And
so
you would think it would be smooth, wouldn't you?
You would think so.
You would think so.
I am no stranger to towing things. I have towed, cargo trailers, utility trailers, RVs, big RVs. I know what I'm doing. We leave, and we have this brand new trailer. I checked it. I do know 3 times. So I'm kind of an OCD thing, one of those, did I set the alarm? I'll check and set it again and set it again and set it, But she's strapping in Evelyn and securing Noah, and the boys are getting seat belted in and all the things. So I go back and check the hitch again and check the tires and make sure they're inflated, make sure the trailer lights are working, make sure all the locks are. I checked that trailer and the hitch specifically 3 times.
You might know where this is going.
You know where this is going. We didn't make it. If you're familiar with San Antonio, it's got spoke and wheels. It's got a 410 inner and a 1604 outer wheel. We were on the 410 getting ready to head up towards New Braunfels to get out. And the trailer came off the van. We were going down the highway, probably close to full speed, not quite yet. The trailer came off the van, and I thought the transmission fell out. I could feel this boom, and then it was just extremely vibration. Long story short, the chains saved it, but they also caused it. So the safety chains were on the trailer, and this is where I'm going to get crucified. Sometimes I put them under, sometimes I put them over. You could get the jury's out as to which is which. I had them over today. I had them crossed, by the way. They were over and crossed, but they were behind. So the little hitch has the little lever that flips up, and you put a little cotter pin kind of thing through it. It was behind that lever. The chains were, and they were pulling enough. They had enough tension. This is the best thing I can come up with. Either it was manufactured wrong and it was too loose on the ball, or I think the chains were just behind that trigger enough that they were pulling up on that trigger, and even though it had that pin through it, it caused it to come up ever so slightly, and that shoe released off the ball, and it released off and fell down. But the chains held, but not before the trailer slammed into our new van, put a dent in the bumper. The jack is all borked now. It takes it's so much work because it's all bent. I've got to totally replace that.
But we're going down the freeway, and all of a sudden we just feel boom, and everybody just goes.
Praise God, we're safe. We didn't flip or anything like that.
We weren't even going that fast yet.
I don't think we're at full speed. I would guess we're probably 45 to 50 something miles an hour. I was able to pull off on the exit, and that's where, because we're pulling it. The jack had a shoe on it, so that shoe was scraping the asphalt, but it allowed it to slide with us. But I had to jack that thing up and back the van up on the exit until I was able to get the ball back on the hitch, and then we pulled to safety and really did some assessments. But praise God,
And then for the next 5 hours, every bump was like,
I'm looking in the rearview mirror. You get to the point you trust the system, you trust your ball and the hitch and all that thing, but yeah, we're going down in every bridge. It's like, how once in a while you get the uneven roads, and especially when we hit Oklahoma, it's like,
so true. Why?
Sorry. You have paid for tolls.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're getting sorry if we get under someone's skin with that one, but
anyway, it was.
We made it home without any more.
Quite
issues.
the adventure. Yes, we did.
Yep.
And boy, was it good to be home.
It should have been about an 8.5 hour drive. It took 12 hours, but that's pretty good for. Yeah. We were passing Buc-ee's and not looking. We were like, nope, don't see it, don't see it, don't see it. So, but
yeah,
and that's pretty much it.
Excuse me.
What?
Can we take a moment to admire the mantle that Caleb built for us?
Oh yeah, I hand carved that. No, I didn't.
Isn't it beautiful?
So we bought a really big house on a really big farm and hill.
Yep.
But it's very, very, let me say one more time, very dated.
Yes. It's the perfect house for us.
It's perfect. The size is just under 7,000 square feet. Got plenty of rooms and all the things. But it's got wallpaper. When I say wallpaper, you can stand in one section right over here to my left and see 5 different types. And they're like floral prints to stripes. And I'm a designer, so it's a graphic designer, so it's like, it really gets under my skin. So we're slowly starting to remodel this stuff. Yeah, but painted the bricks recently. I love working with firewood, and some days I'll have some videos with all that as we get closer to fall. But I wanted to get a lumber mill or go, build one and hand carve a mantle piece. And maybe someday I'll do it, but until then, this is one by dimensional pine lumber from Home Depot or Lowe's. And there's all kinds of YouTube videos on it. Mine's not perfect. I'm not going to show you up too close, but it was fun. It was fun. Basic gluing it together, cutting it on 45s, and then the distressing part, which the boys had a blast helping me with that. We beat it with chains. We scraped saws across it, took nail heads and hammered them in because the the stain picks that out.
And wait till you see he's building these beams that look just like our mantle. And I can't wait to show you our house
That'd be
progress.
cool.
It's going to be awesome.
Between the, actually did that yesterday all day. So between the kitchen and
And
living
he's
room,
shiplapping and
doing a big, faux
anyway,
shiplapping.
yeah, we'll do a whole video on all that, but
Thank you.
it looks really
It's
good.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. So
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's the story of Miss Evelyn, everyone.
yeah, let's give her one more show.
One more little show. Little Evie.
She's sleeping.
She's snoozing. Here's our sweet girl. Oh, I'm scaring her.
Guys, we're so happy. It is what an amazing story. What a bow on our story
Yeah.
that she is.
She's the icing on the cake. That's
She
what we
is.
say.
It's amazing.
Oh,
So thanks for being with us. We will catch you next time.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.